Okay, so
Yes.
whenever Venom and Eddie Brock transform, it's like the skin comes off, like
Okay.
it's an actual suit. Well, if you pay attention to how uh
Carnage.
Cletus Cassidy
Oh yeah.
transforms, he literally turns into the Carnage.
Like he
Like it's a
morphs.
part of
Like
him.
he's like,
He
yeah.
morphs into Carnage.
Oh.
And there's a reason why they do that because in the comics, Venom is just a outside entity. They're together but not together. Whereas Carnage, they're basically the same people. Like their blood is mixed and everything. So
Right. So doesn't that
it's
make,
intense.
because I mean that's why like Carnage is pretty OP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Terrifying character.
terrifying, dude.
So wasn't I haven't read anything about Cletus Cassidy, but I kind of like did some kind of like videos
Cletus.
on it. It was a weird
I
fucking
don't
name.
like Cletus.
Um, but did
What are
they
you doing
actually?
there, Cletus?
Is he really bad, or is he like? Did he start
Well,
off bad, or
he
start
was
off
a
good?
serial killer.
Okay,
Cletus Cassidy was a serial killer, and that's why he was in prison. And
right.
I don't know. I forget how he got the symbiote in um in the comics, but in the trailer it tells you how he gets.
Right.
It shows you how he gets Carnage. So,
You
uh,
know what I just realized that I think I have? I think I have an issue 1 of Carnage versus Deadpool.
Oh, that's
I
oh
awesome.
have
shit,
I have to go back and look because I'm pretty sure I have that because I remember going to you guys remember DNA, is it DNA Comics, one here in
yeah,
Houston?
DNA Comics, yeah,
Yeah. I think they had that one. If I'm not mistaken, though, it could be a second print. It could still be worth something if it becomes super famous, but because like I think that dude down here, he's one of those snaky assholes that take away all the good shit and leaves you the secondhand stuff. Like
Yeah.
you're like he's
mhm,
not supposed to do that, but he gets away with it. Um, but yeah, I think I have that one. I think I read it. It was pretty good because I think I was on like I got to get everything Deadpool and everything. And that would be a cool movie though. Deadpool versus Carnage. I mean, Deadpool obviously has to win if he's supposed to
Yeah.
be like,
yeah,
you know. I think if
Pretty much
they
immoral.
I so you know how they're doing what if? I would like it if they
mhm,
made something how they had that comic run of Deadpool kills Marvel Universe, right?
Hmm.
That would be cool if they made
yeah,
that into like either an animation. They can't really do that IRL because too many people would get like, "Oh, this has got to be real." Um,
yeah.
but it would be cool to do like an animation, and then Ryan Reynolds, still voices him, and they just have him kill literally everybody, almost or
Ever,
more or less like an anime rather than like the other depictions that they've done him in, like on the Spider-Man, animation series. I think they did him on that. I think they did it on the Avengers. I think he was on. Can't remember. I think he was on one other one, but I'm pretty sure it was either the Avengers, Mightiest Heroes, or something. But even on that, and even in the cartoon, he was pretty OP because he was talking with Spider-Man a little bit, and like, I can't remember the voice actor who did it for him, but I liked that voice actor. I think that's the other thing too is that it doesn't have to be Ryan Reynolds for the animation.
I think the guy who voiced Deadpool was, I think, Nolan North, is that his name? Because I think he did Uncharted. He was the voice of
Right.
Drake
So
in
he did,
Uncharted.
did he also do it in the game, the
I
Deadpool
th-
game, right?
I
Because I
think
know it wasn't
so.
Ryan,
No, no.
which is, let's see.
that game's pretty good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen how it plays. I've never actually played it. They should make a second game like that. I think it would be really cool if they
Yeah,
made. No, it probably honestly wouldn't work. Nowadays, most games have to either be an RPG, an ARPG, an MMO, an FPS. Most of those like one-off games like that, it's too big of a gamble. Because I mean,
Yeah.
mostly everything nowadays is a huge gamble because you got to have great graphics, you got to have a good team, the game has to be released. Some of the technology is still fairly new, like the PS5 stuff coming out. PC getting like the ray tracing that's brand new with like the better lighting and
yeah,
everything. So It would be cool. I mean, even like re-release the game with like better graphics. I think that'd be cool because I mean, I've seen.
Yeah,
I think
it
even
was on the
Jack.
PS3, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Was it a
that
PS3
sounds
game?
right because yeah, it's either I think it may have been PS4. I want to say PS4, but it
Might
could
have
also have
been.
been PS3. I know that Jacksepticeye actually played with Ryan Reynolds in like a little interview thing, them playing the Deadpool game.
Oh, that's
PS3.
cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's PS3.
Oh, it was PS3.
Oh, wow.
So when did it come out?
2013.
Oh,
So it's
Oh, wow.
PS3, and then I think they did PS4
Then the
and
movie
Xbox
came out
360.
2016, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's insane.
yeah, that's right. Nolan North played as Deadpool.
So he played it on the game.
The game, yeah.
Okay.
Who voices Deadpool? Who voices Deadpool in the animated series? Like, there's a
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was
there's a
either.
different guy.
I was gonna say he was either in. It's either in the Spider-Man universe TV series or the Avengers one. I can't remember because I remember seeing him. He was like in the middle. He was doing like they did it right, where it wasn't like Deadpool just showed up towards them.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of did it right. I mean, I guess like either way, but they kind of found him in the middle of this field, just like
Holy
literally
shit!
destroying people. What?
Yeah.
Oh, Will Friedle? Friedle? I think
Oh,
that's his name.
the
He's-
guy from Boy Meets World, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds about right. He
Who's
does
that?
have a good
Who's he
voice.
playing?
So in
Older
Boy
brother.
Meets
Is
World,
he the
he's the
best
older
friend?
brother.
Older
No,
brother.
he's the older brother.
Oh yeah, he's Ron
Yeah.
Stoppable.
Yes.
Yeah, Finny.
He's also Ron Stoppable.
Yeah.
God, that show's legendary.
It really is, man.
Oh.
Dude, you know he's still alive? Mr. Feeney?
Yeah.
He's in his
He's like
fucking
Yeah.
90s. Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's
Dude
crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe they
Oh.
brought back with Girl Meets World. I don't think that's still around. I think
Yeah.
it got shit on because
Yeah.
it was
Good question.
it was still like because like in the 90s and stuff, like you could do a you know a show like that, and it's not like it wasn't like pushing boundaries or anything, but for some reason just 90s TV series like around like that type of stuff,
hmm
Uh-huh.
they like it's so much different than like how they do it now.
hmm
Like I almost feel like it's what I talked about like in my podcast when I did like the horror stuff is that I don't have this argument all the time, but like I had this argument at work where I was talking about how I collect VHS and shit. And they were kind of teasing me. They were like, "You like watching in shittier picture?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "You don't want to watch a movie in HD?" And I'm like, "Look, there is a reason that people still collect VHS." And I was like, "There is a reason that people are now buying, by the way, are now buying records." I was like, "You don't have to use a record player. You could go listen to it digitally. But why do people buy the records? Because it gives it a different flavor." It's just, like it's the reason why I like watching. I don't like watching all horror films or all movies on the VHS. I mainly collect them now because I like, it's almost like collecting cards for me at this point. I gotta get this movie. I'm never gonna be able to watch every single one of them. Now at this point, I just want the cover, a good cover looking, so I can put them up in my little stash. But, yeah, certain films.
Topanga, sorry.
Okay, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, let's keep this off air.
Topanga.
Topanga, she can put them tempangs on my face, dog. I don't know, just certain movies on the fucking VHS, just like it's better. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's me. I like the vintage stuff and all that, but I just enjoy it. I mean,
I just think
movies.
it happens. I think it's just because that's what we grew up with.
It really is.
Now that DVDs have faded out, but DVDs aren't as collectible as VHSs.
They're not.
So,
and honestly, whenever in
my opinion, like I don't think they're as collectible. Like if you're going for pure collectability, VHSs are going to top DVDs.
Well, I feel like there's a lot. I think nowadays there's so much more. There's more. There's less VHSs than you see DVDs. I mean,
Oh
there's.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with
I
that.
mean, you see DVDs everywhere. I mean, they're everywhere you go, and so it's not something to be collecting. VHSs are being out there because that was when they first started putting movies out, and that was what, like, a 15-year thing. They had that, maybe more, but or maybe less. But I would say, like, you just don't see a lot of VHSs when you see DVDs. They're still spitting out DVDs right now, and the DVD's been out for years
Well,
now,
I bet
decades.
if you try to go find a VHS player on Amazon or on like eBay, if you're trying to find a good one, you're spending a hefty penny on
Yeah,
a good quality player.
Yeah.
Same with record players. Record players are the same way. You know, like if you want a good quality record player, you're spending upwards to a few $100s, maybe even more. You know, depending on how elegant the piece is. But because they come in wood and very fine lacquers and stuff like that. But that's like
yeah.
over the top kind of stuff. But people will spend money on that kind of stuff just to bring their nostalgia back. It's all about the nostalgia.
I mean, so VHS lasted the longest, but
Mhm.
it started off with Laserdisc and Beta. So Betamax was like the first like little cartridge thing before VHS. That's the next one
Mhm.
I'm going to try collecting. That one's way more scarce. And you can actually find a lot of VHS, but how the VHS market goes, God, I'm so fucking nerdy on this. So how the VHS market goes on this, you're going to see a lot of the same types of same movie titles. Like I talked about this on a Twitter post. I go to Half Price Books sometimes because they'll have those obscure horror movies. They may overprice them a little bit, but it's like I could go on eBay or find it on Facebook and maybe save a couple bucks on it. But I'm like, you know what? $8 for this. There's no shipping. I can buy it. I can check it. I'm good. And even
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, how Half Price Books does it is you don't get money back. You just get credit. So I could use a credit buy again. But I saw somebody in there. He was trying to impress this girl about VHS knowledge. And I was keeping my mind out of it because I was like, I don't want them motherfuckers to find, my shit. Like, I want to grab all the good stuff. And he grabbed Jurassic Park, the first one. He's like,
Oh
this
shit.
right here, Jurassic Park. He's like, this is so rare. I chuckled. And he went right, and I'm like, dude, I have 25 copies. They're everywhere. He goes, no, they're not. And I'm like, yes, they are. And he goes, what are you talking about? I was like,
You know how mass produced that movie was? The
exactly.
movie
And
was
that's
so
what people don't
popular.
understand is that you're gonna find Jurassic Park, you're gonna find Terminator, the first Terminator. You're gonna find
And the second one, I understood the second one.
the second one. You're gonna find believe it or not, Batman Forever, Batman Returns.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna find probably not the first Batman, but Batman Returns, Batman Forever. You're gonna find like a lot of those like sci-fi or like somewhat creature feature films. Like the more mass produced and like the bigger the star. If it's not like the reason that people go there, like for instance, like I found Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That movie is hilarious, and
Oh yeah.
I've never seen a copy of that out anywhere besides on eBay. And it's like a great fucking condition one. I looked at it, I was like, what the hell? Because I know that they get people coming in and just giving it away. Usually it's people that go to wholesales, they buy it for like $20, get 200 tapes, they take it in there, and then, they'll give them a credit, I think like triple that sometimes. Because if they get a tape like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or anything like that, they'll send it in.
Yeah.
Like I even found like some vintage Elvira tapes that are in like the little collector's case. Someone hid them behind this little enclosed box, and they were selling $20 a piece. And I said, "Do you guys negotiate?" And they said no. But then the manager came over. He's like, "I've been trying to sell them fucking things for like 8 months." She's like, "Do you want all 3 of them?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'll sell it to him for 40." I was like, "Okay." I mean, I was gonna spend 60 on it because I was like, "Dude, Elvira, how can you not get
Yeah.
Elvira?" But
It was one of the most popular horror icons.
like how can you not what do you call it? Like how can you not have her in the collection? I don't know. It's just crazy that I went from wanting to buy video games or whatever, and then like I just randomly start. I mean, I've always had VHSs, and I think I get it from my mom. My mom loves movies, so whenever when I started, I got like 150 tapes from her. Most of them were Disney, and I was like, "Hey, can I take these?" She was like, "Yeah, whatever, take them." So I like got all those, and I took them, started the collection and everything. But
Remember when you had when you were living with your parents, there was a closet in the game room upstairs, and y'all had boxes
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
of VHS.
and I'm pissed because those were sold in a garage sale.
Oh,
It was at least 400 tapes. It was at least
damn.
400. Yeah, I get the whole love of movies from her 100%. As far as like watching different types of like variety, I don't get that from her. She's more or less a creature of habit when it comes to things. That's why I still kind of get that from her too. It's not like a crazy thing. A lot of people are like this, like rewatch TV shows, but
yeah.
hers is to an extent where she can rewatch Scrubs over and over and over and over. How I Met Your Mother. I mean, they're great shows. It's not like they're, shitty shows or anything. Like she finally got to watch The Office now, which I'm really happy. She got past the awkward phase of how awkward it is and actually appreciated that that's what made the show great, is because you don't see shows like that anymore. The whole awkward, like actually making it awkward where like because it makes you laugh of how like you want to cringe because all the shit Michael does or fucking, Dwight. It's great,
Yeah.
But
and that writing in that show it's so sad to hear it, but the writing in that show can't last in this time.
And that's what
it won't.
That's what Carell said. He's like, I would love to bring it back, but it just we can't make it the same show. It had to be completely different.
Yeah.
I think the only way that could work, I think personally, is if it was a movie or a short miniseries reunion on Netflix.
Yeah.
Let them say not like, I mean they never said like the N word or the F word or anything, but
no.
They could be a little borderline a little bit.
A little bit more crass.
A little
they could be a little bit more crass.
Definitely. But if it was released on national television, they couldn't. It just wouldn't fly. I mean, they would probably I mean, it wouldn't fly because it wouldn't get past production. They'd be like, "Oh no, you're not writing this." And it's like, "Trust me, if you let us do this, you're going to get millions of watchers. Like, we're going to break records." They're like, "No, we're not doing it. No. We can't hurt people's feelings."
It's so sad to hear that. It's so stupid.
But no, what I was eventually going to get around to is, how you said DVDs are like not as, they're starting to fade away. Yeah. So now that we're getting into more digital, and like this COVID thing kind of opened up the door to not only at a lot more places are opening up to work from home positions. Like a lot of these places are realizing like we could actually save, like besides the COVID thing, it opened up their eyes. Or like, I mean, if they fucking quit or doesn't work or whatever, there's going to be a next person that would love to work from home. We'll go to the next one. But Blu-ray and Blu-ray 3D and then 4K, I think 4K is probably going to be the last big hurrah of physical copy stuff, because digital's taking over. The fact that you can watch fucking Black Widow for paying $30 and watching it while it's in theaters, you already know people have the technology to be able to just tape that shit, and now they got the movie.
But you do know that like those theaters are going to start going down the drain because people don't want.
And that's the other thing that sucks is that like all of these physical copy stuff, these are eventually going to become even more rare. So like the VHS, the DVDs, like I don't collect. Like I'm not like collecting DVDs, but if I see something that's really cool, like a TV series or something that again that isn't mass produced that you can find everywhere, I'll grab it. Like I just like the physical copy stuff, because I mean, don't get me wrong, the cleanliness of having everything on digital, like in one little fucking hard drive, is cool. But I treat it as like a 2-in-1, right? Like I can put in the tape, watch the movie, but then I can just look at it and be like, oh yeah, look at that cover. That cover looks so cool. Of course, you can pull up your phone and be like, oh, what's that cover look like? It's way different. Way different experience doing this to actually having it in your hand and feeling how the material looked.
Yeah.
And then having, especially on VHSs, like I remember taking all of our movies on trips, having a little mini TV that had a built-in VHS player, which I'm pretty sure everybody had that
Yeah.
whenever they were growing up, whenever they did road trips. Well, I remember watching Bicentennial Man. And
Bicentennial Man. Wow. Okay.
yeah,
That's an oldie.
that's a oldie. And I remember just the act of pressing forward, like to make sure that you don't lose your spot, and then having to rewind the tape before you eject the tape, so that way whenever you put the tape back in, it's not the end.
Yeah.
So just I know that sounds a lot
Work.
for people that don't understand that stuff.
Yeah.
But that was just part of it whenever you were watching movies back then, is having to physically press forward and rewind. And, it's not as easy as just flicking a button or tapping the screen.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a cool experience, though. I mean, it just didn't. Nowadays, it just feels like it's just you start watching a video or a movie, and then go away from it and come back, and it's you go like you start over with it without having to press another button. I think that's cool, but like just that nostalgia feeling of having to like even with cassette tapes or like music cassette tapes, like you have to
Mm.
turn it over to put it in to
Mm.
get part B to listen to music.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
and sometimes like when you're bored, you can actually just put your finger in the little holes and try to like turn it. That was just cool. I mean, that's a fidgety thing, but it was just a really cool experience. And it's so sad that people younger than us won't kind of get in that, won't see that.
The news is out.
Uh,
First
they
fidget
want.
spinner cassette tapes.
yes.
Yes,
Also,
yes.
also how everybody learned how to finger the girl. You go in a circle. Yeah. Hey. Do you like my cassette tape? You like my cassette tape thing? You like that?
Rim Job 101.
Rim
right
job
here.
one. Oh my god. It's that puckery too. Oh my god. Why do you have the same bridges? What's wrong with your ass?
Oh
You
my
need to get that
God.
shit checked out.
No, legitimately, your feces is red. I think you're bleeding. Oh, it's because I hit the sides. That's why. You want me to keep going? Okay, I'll just continue.
Spin over.
Jesus, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Funny as fuck.
Do you have Bicentennial Man in your collection?
Probably, but I would have to go through it once I build some shelves. I'm actually gonna put I have like 8 boxes, so I'm gonna put them up.
Yeah.
But that was the other thing too, is that like
We
I
used to have that.
I used to only get horror stuff, but now I'm starting to like find, oh, that one looks cool or that one looks different. Like I found like some home video movie stuff that like, you would only see like maybe a couple of copies or something. There's just all like those obscure stuff. It's just really cool, man. It's like, for me, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh cards before Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, at least with these, it's like you find, how do I say it? Okay, you find Nightmare on Elm Street, the one before like the revamped versions, like with the better audio, the better picture. You find like the original ones. Like my dad found me a one where it had like the 2-tape one where you had to like switch tapes and everything. And I think it has like a cover that opens. I think I'm pretty sure. But like those are cool if they're in like pristine condition. Like I'm very like when I go to, I'm that guy that some comic book owners hate. That makes any sense? That goes into VHS buying. I'm that guy when I go into VHS. If I just haven't seen the movie and it's already beat up, like if it's already beat up, like really bad, but I don't have it, I'm like, okay, I won't toss it, but like, here you go. But if I find like a pristine condition of like a movie, like for instance, like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and it's in like really great condition, I'm like, what the fuck? When I hand it to the person and they're just like, all right, it's gonna be this much, like I used to just hand it to them without saying anything, and I have to be that dude. I'm like, okay, yep, can you actually separate it from the comics and this? They're like, okay. And I'm like, bitch, I'm spending money. You can separate the bag. It's okay. So now I have to basically tell them, like, I collect these. Can you just be easy with them? Sometimes they're like, oh, sure, 100%. They're super nice about it. Then there's others that are like, okay, like, sure. It's like, did I ask you to do a backflip in your sandals? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I just be easy with the fucking merchandise. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a little rant, but yeah, man, I don't know. You know, movies will forever be changed because of technology. I'm happy that technology advanced, but also it's one step away from showing us that we're getting old.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just glad that we lived through all of that and that we were able to experience both.
Exactly.
We literally saw the changes. We saw VHS, and then we saw the DVDs, and then we saw Blu-ray, and now we're seeing 4K and 1080p and 1080i, whatever you want to
Do
say
8K.
for those.
I think 8K is
Yeah,
a thought now.
8Ks
Yeah.
are coming out. You know, it's just we're seeing the progression of everything, and it's cool to see that. And the
It also
whole
shows
convenience.
respect. That's a
Yeah,
respectful thing too.
yeah, and it's the convenience of the new digital way of making movies, like sending it out on digital release as soon as it hits theaters. People love that shit, and they will. But it's cheaper to do that at home than to go to a theater, spend $17 on a ticket, 12, however much, and then spend money on food. Like you could literally have everything at home.
All right,
And
well, we
boom,
got 4 tickets. It's going to be $32. 4 tickets? Okay, that's not bad. All right, can I get one large popcorn and a drink? Your total is going to be your mortgage. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, what? Second mortgage on the house? Let's do it. Can I get butter?
That's how
Do you have a lease on your car? Oh, yikes.
we're going to levy your bank account.
And don't get me wrong, I hate it because, okay, did you guys ever have this? Because in Oklahoma we did. Did you guys have a dollar movie theater?
No.
Bro,
No.
it was the
No.
most kick-ass thing ever because how this dollar movie was owned by the same mall that had the theater. I think it was like Regal. I think, Regal like owns everything now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Regal had its own theater in our old mall that we had in Oklahoma. And then across the street, me and my buddy Zach, we found out this place, but it's a dollar theater, and they show all the movies that were playing in there. And then when they went out to like DVDs and stuff, they were still playing them in there, and you can go in and pay $1 to watch it. So we would wait. Like if it's a movie we weren't sure about, it was the same thing with like the RuneScape thing. We would go in there. Popcorn also was like $2 for popcorn for a large. I don't know how that place sustained, but I think it's because like the owner of the mall also kind of owned it, so they got a lot of money with other shit, so they can kind of make it go downhill. That shit lasted like 12 years.
Oh,
But
wow.
like something like that, like a dollar movie theater or something like that, I think that would be cool. Because I mean, if you think about it, it's really, besides like electricity and maybe like the plumbing, it really shouldn't cost that much to upkeep it, right? Because there's no restaurant style shit. If you just sell popcorn and you just sell candy and then like a soda fountain, right?
Yeah.
You could probably make a good amount of profit selling just movie tickets. Like you could make a $5 movie ticket thing where you show old movies. That's why I think the bigger movie theaters are going to go away, but the outdoor theaters I think are going to thrive because they show older shit all the time.
Oh, those drive-in theaters are popping.
Yeah,
they're
it
popping.
is a perfect way to get people to go watch a movie, go watch an old movie, even go watch something newer. They do that too. They even give you like, hey, we're not showing all the same shit. Like I like the ones, I want to say it's the one, there was one in Oklahoma too. I can't remember the name of it. It was like Outdoor Bob's or some shit like that. But it didn't show the same shit like weeks in a row. I think like every week, it would change it 5 different movies that it was shown over the weekend. So it was like, it would be like 2 newish ones, and then the rest were like vintage, 70s, 80s. Sometimes a 30 was dropped in there. I think even To Kill a Mockingbird was on there one time, like the old one. It had like the old Great Gatsby on there. Like those are just cool, man. Those are cool. Like because it's I'm surprised they didn't thrive more in COVID because you could stay in your car. with your loved
Yeah.
one and watch the movie and
So
bring your
there's
own food.
there's actually one in a small little town called Ennis, Texas, which is about like 30 minutes away from Dallas.
Is that the one next to the Top Golf or the golfing thing or whatever?
I don't.
It's not
think
far.
s-
It's about 30. It's about 30 minutes from that. From that, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
There's a driving range on the highway right there.
Ah, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I think I
yeah,
passed
yeah,
that. Is that theater
yeah,
any good?
yeah.
All right.
yeah.
It's called the Galaxy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Galaxy Drive-In.
We've
Yeah,
been there a couple of times. I know that they do play a lot of the new ones, but they do.
they
I think
do.
like
They
during
do
the
double
weekdays.
features.
Yeah.
They do double features where
So
Oh.
you buy one ticket for two different movies,
How
and
much are
you're
the
there for
tickets?
two movies.
cheap.
Oh, $10.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you know, that would be like, I know that we've talked about like a game shop. Like that would be something cool, almost like a little starter business, you know, just to see how shit works. Dude, that would be
Yeah.
cool to like see how much like one of those projectors costs or whatever, which I'm pretty sure that do they have the film or they have like the big screen, right? They have the big screen,
They
right?
have like it's the big white
Mhm.
screen, and they have like the projectors.
And they have like
I
that
think the
really
projectors
expensive
are-
like, you know, like professional projector or whatever that comes down.
Yeah, yeah. But like the really cool thing is they have like these little. They have these little parking lot areas, and they
Yeah.
have like a little speaker right there. Or you can actually put it in your car and you just roll up the window if you want to. Or you can use your radio and you just turn it to a certain
You do
radio
the radio
station.
station.
Dude,
You can
that
watch from
shit
there.
is so cool, man. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
legitimately, like you could do. I don't know, like that would be something cool. Be really cool to open. Like you could even like we could like host, like, hey, we're gonna show, um, the newest episode of a TV show that's coming out like on Netflix. Because I mean, you know, it's available to everybody at that point. Or well, no, we
Yeah.
couldn't do that actually. Now I think about it, because of fucking sharing Netflix shit. But you could do like, hey, you can watch. We're gonna watch fucking Dexter season 1 the entire day on this or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you know, like we're gonna watch this movie, or like the double feature thing, like it's saying, like I don't know, I just think that would be cool. Or we're gonna watch stand up,
Yeah.
you know, or put something in there like you can come by and watch the game. You can come by and watch the baseball game, the football game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know
You
during
guys are watching a
COVID,
football game on that giant screen. Holy shit!
I just remember. So the first time we went, well, before I'm saying, I just know during COVID, I think they did close for about a couple of months right when when COVID first happened. But like during the summer, they reopened it, and that place was busy because I
Yeah.
drove by there all the time, and it was always busy. They did limit people coming in, obviously, but like it was still like people were still out of the door or out the parking lot. But
So why
I
did they
remember.
limit it? I mean, couldn't they just say stay in your car?
Well, yeah, but it's also like there was a
Yeah, they
concession
did close.
stand.
They did close. They did close the concession stand.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
You know,
do it.
you had to bring your own food and everything. You know,
And that's the
beverages.
thing. Like, if like we ever went into one of these, like another one of these pandemics, and like we had it or something, I mean, I probably agree. Probably limit it down. You know, maybe at least like an eighth or like a third or something. But like,
Yeah.
just bring
Mhm.
your own food. I
Mhm.
mean, if you get
Yeah.
fucking 20 cars in there, and they have 4 occupants on each person, you're already making bank, and that's just for the double feature. If you do it, you know, starting whatever. But I'm pretty sure that most people don't just do like, okay, we're gonna have a double feature just for this. I'm pretty sure they have like features before that during the day leading up towards the night, and of course the
Yeah.
night is when they're going to sell the most tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well,
could
I mean,
probably make a couple thousand a week easily.
Oh yeah, they I know they open it like right when dusk hits, so because you can't go in there until like they open up the gates, but it's like dusk,
Yeah,
and then they start the movie at like 8 o'clock at night, or just when it starts getting dark,
yeah.
and then I just remember. So the first time me and Brooks went, we watched the first Iron Man movie when it first came out, and the Indiana Jones. It was like Crystal Skull. That was like the double feature, but there was like 5 different screens that were showing their, and they all did at one time. So you can actually like you're watching the movie, look over on the side, and you see another movie being played. It was really cool. Um, but you can if you do the double feature, you can either like watch the first movie and then drive to the other screen to watch the other movie. But I know we saw those two, and I think the second time around we saw I think Frozen,
It
and then
was
it was
Thor. It was
Thor.
Thor, wasn't it?
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor and
Yeah.
Frozen?
Yeah, it was a weird
Yeah.
fucking like option they gave us, but I was like, well, I want to watch Thor, but
All the other movies were horror. They're like a bunch of horror movies and stuff like that at the time. And my mom and my dad were there, like, we're not gonna watch a horror
I just
movie.
don't get
So,
why people like the movie Frozen. Why can't they just let it go?
dude,
I see what you did there.
yikes. Yikes.
Sorry. It was on the mind, had to get it out.
It's all right.
That's crazy. So your parents
Hey,
don't like
Hey, he had to let it go.
so what do your parents like? Like what are their favorite types of movies?
Oh,
They don't really watch
Oh,
very much
man.
movies anymore.
Yeah?
They do like the action-packed movies. My dad liked the action-packed movies. He
he's
liked
a big Born Identity, Born Supremacy.
Those are
Those
good
some of
movies,
his
man.
favorite movies. The
yeah,
Italian Job, like he likes stuff like that.
yeah.
My
My
mom likes like the rom-coms.
Oh yeah. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But she liked
So
watching the action movies too. Like she enjoyed she really wanted to go see Spider-Man 3, so we went to go see Spider-Man 3. And then
she
So
took us out of school to go see that movie.
how did she
yeah.
enjoy emo Tobey Maguire?
She thought it was so stupid.
Yeah,
She thought it was so
That
dumb.
cat, he was the shit.
so sorry.
Yeah. I just remember when what movie was it? Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one came out.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to go see that, and we went to the movie theater, and it got rained out because there was a power outage. So they gave us I don't know if you remember that, because it was you, I think Jake was there, or
Oh
maybe
shit, that's right.
yeah. There was a bad storm, and the
The
video,
power
the
went out.
movie
Yeah, because it went out one time, it came back
Mhm.
on, and then they were like, "No, power's
Yeah, I
out."
remember that.
Yep.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Oh
Yeah,
my
but
god, yeah, I
before
remember
we
that.
went, my mom was super jealous. Like she wanted to go with us because she wanted to see that movie bad.
Really?
Yeah. So like
She just
right
likes
when it
Chris
came out,
Pratt, don't she?
yeah, she does.
Oh, I think
Makes
she
sense.
loves Chris Pratt.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he's a good looking dude, but he's also like he's a cuddly little dude. He's a nice,
Oh yeah.
he's a nice, genuine dude. I get why people
Yeah.
gravitate towards him. You know, he's
I
just
think
a nice
it's one of
guy.
my top 5. I think he's one of my top favorite actors.
Yeah.
I really like him. He's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's great, man. I mean, we can go on
Yeah.
about sucking his dick the entire time if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down. You know? Shit, gives me money.
Give me some of that Chris Pratt money.
You know, that's crazy too. Like, where do you think you guys get your love for movies from? Your mom or your dad? Or is it confusing because you're like,
Adam.
exactly, right? It's confusing because you're like,
Adam.
shouldn't I get it from somebody?
Yeah.
My dad watches a movie once every 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
legitimately,
my
the
par-
only
that's
things
my
he'll
parent.
watch are the only time I remember him taking me to the two movies that I remember him taking me, or that he took me to, is that he loves like realistic cop movies. He was a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Westerns, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and then maybe like some crime drama cop stuff or whatever. So the first movie he took me to that I remember is 3:10 to Yuma. The remake.
shit.
Fantastic movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
He said he remembers watching the original. And he even said this one was really great too. I mean, all around just fantastic cast. And then the second movie he took me to, because he loves like black humor, like a lot. Like he loves Cat Williams. I try to get through Cat Williams, but like I don't get the comedy behind it. I mean, he is funny.
Same. Yeah,
He's really funny. He's really funny in like what do you call it? The fucking the skit show with Nick Cannon or whatever. Wild and Out. Like he's
Wild
funny
and
in that, but like in his stand up, it's like nothing but him saying the N-word the entire time after every sentence. Some of his jokes are funny, but I'm like I think it's a culture thing and I can't find it funny.
Yeah.
My dad is crying. Every time he's like, "You see this part?" And I'm just like, yeah, he's saying the N-word every 5 seconds. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But anyways, he took me to Bad Boys 2. And
Nice.
can you guys remember a scene in Bad Boys 2 that might be a little weird to take your 13-year-old son to?
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen that
Oh, it's been
movie.
so long.
So it's the scene whenever I think it's Marcus, pretty sure it's Marcus or Mike. They're looking at it, and it's the bad guy in there, the one who has the cocaine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He pretty much looks like Spanish Jesus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he is anger doggy style banging this chick in a car, and it's like showing the scene for at least a minute and a half. And I'm sitting there like this, and my dad's just laughing his ass off, and I'm like, this is extremely awkward. But like, he took me to those two movies. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like love for movies and constantly watching them is from her. And it's just weird because like I never get tired of like watching movies or television. But my dad, he'd come home for 3 hours, 3-4 hours every day after work, and he'll watch the news. He'll watch Fox. He'll watch about politics, and I'm surprised I don't get that from you, because like when I see any of that on TV, I'm just like, other way.
Click.
It's not even because like it has nothing to do with like me not agreeing with the views that are on there. I'm just like, it's all toxic. Like, I just want to watch something and escape it. I'm one of those ones where
that's why we watch TV to watch. Like, that's why we do it. Is to
and
escape.
that brings up that question. That brings up that question I asked y'all last week. Like, do you want to know if someone's controlling you or not? And that's somewhat, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's somewhat of a hint.
Yeah.
Because like all of the higher ups, control you, with the television and all that. That's a little more conspiracy, but like, that's how I look at it. Like, I don't want to know if we're going to have another round of, fucking big outbreak. I mean, I'm going to know it when I know it. I'm going to hear it on my phone, news, or whatever. But I don't want to watch it every day. That would just like
that's just too depressing.
Exactly.
It's way.
I like watching comedies.
It breaks you down. It breaks you down.
It really does, man.
Well, see, and that's why, I think that's why, to me, if I feel like watching that kind of stuff, I have that moment, but it's not a long moment. But like when I want to play video games, when I want to watch movies, when I watch videos, when I watch anime, like, I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to have anything like sports. Like, I can't watch very much sports anymore because they throw that shit in there on everything you do. So I'd rather just I like to escape that stuff for a reason. I don't want to get put back in there. I mean, I used to love watching. I don't care much watching NFL as much anymore. It just they don't talk about sports. They talk about issues that's going on that you can watch on the news. And it's like, I'm not watching ESPN for what happened to this guy. I want to watch ESPN because I want to know how my team's doing. I want to know how NFL's doing. I want to know how my baseball team's doing. Like, that's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear what's going on with racial issues. If I want to watch racial issues, I'll watch the news. I'll put up my phone like, hey, what's going on? I'll do that, but that's not what my point is, to look at that on ESPN.
And I think before people get a little like, we got him.
Yeah.
I agree with him because, like, look, you can show all that during halftime, okay? And I know that your response is going to be, well, nobody's watching halftime. It's like, that's not it though. Like, if it's like the same. Like, if we're playing Back for Blood and I'm killing a zombie and something comes up and I'm like, I want to play the zombie game. Or if I'm going into a movie, like if I go into a movie blind and they show it, that was my fault for not reading up on the movie, right? But if I know, like, for instance, what's a fucking Friday the 13th? I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, they're probably going to throw it in there because it's more cultural stuff, unless they do like a throwback to like the 80s, right? But like in there, it's not going to be like a constant, oh, let's talk about racial issues the entire time. They're running away from a crazed lunatic who can shapeshift. Ultimately, that's the thing. So like whenever I want to watch basketball or baseball or football, it's not that I don't mind it, but it's like if I'm trying to watch the game and I hear the announcers talking about that stuff, it's like I have to put it on mute because I want to watch my team.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with that. I don't want to hear about it. But if I know it's going to be on 95% of the channels, I get it. I'm not saying it's not an issue in society.
Right.
It's definitely an issue, but
Right.
Yeah.
there's a reason that there is different. It's the same, like just like we said. If you're constantly on that and you're constantly watching it, it is so depressing. I'm not saying that we
Yeah.
shouldn't do something about it, but talking about it like on a sports television, it's the same thing as putting a hashtag tweet. That does absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
Now I get it, putting out
Absolutely nothing.
awareness because a lot of people are watching it. I get the notion and I get why they're doing it.
Yeah.
But again, let's just not go down this path of that. I just feel like we're gonna go.
I just brought up like a little small pet because I got to the point of like that's what makes sense to me to explain.
Yeah.
So
We
Derek,
enjoy what we want to talk about.
going back to like how your dad brought you to the movies to go see Bad Boys 2 and so my dad's completely different. He brought me in Austin to go see the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie,
Okay.
and that is the time I fell in like that was before I was in orchestra, and that movie is what made me go into orchestra.
Dude, the soundtrack is fucking unbelievable. It does not get it.
Unbelievable, so good.
Dude, I
So good.
remember wanting to watch
Hans
that.
Zimmer is so good.
I remember wanting to watch that entire series
Yeah.
with one of my exes, and she thought it was boring. And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get the knife." It's like, what? Like, I'm like, yeah, they're long, but like just listen to the soundtrack. Like, it's really
Yeah.
great when a movie can, even if there isn't a lot of talking, but like the music just gets you where you're like this the entire time, edge of your seat, or it puts
Yeah.
you in a trance of like you just feel good. It gives you like that, not the goosebumps of like something that makes you feel good, like you seen like a family talking to each other, they start crying or whatever, and it's like, oh, it's so sweet. It's like it's just really, really cool that like fucking orchestra music can hit so hard like that.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that certain stuff will live on forever. I mean, like Beethoven stuff, Mozart stuff, all of that.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna die, like ever.
Yeah.
Like there's certain times that I'll listen to fucking orchestra stuff because it's so soothing, and it's just crazy what those people can do without words, but they're still speaking through the instruments they're playing. Like that's so hard to do. Anybody can play guitar. Well, yeah, I mean anybody can learn how to play guitar, but if they can't make their guitar sing or sing, they're not one of the greatest. And that's why that's why a lot of blues guitar players are really, for some reason, not really, they're underappreciated because they're looked at as like almost like a bar hopper player.
Yeah,
because they
puts that they have so much soul in their music, especially those people, because they spend more time on listening to their own music than spend more time with the money wise. I mean, they put their heart and soul in that, and that's why, like, when I listen to music, that's why I listen of less of lyrical music, which I don't think I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not saying lyrics is bad. I'm just saying I grew up with Brooks with orchestra. My brothers did orchestra. So like listening to music without lyrics, you kind of hear a different type of notes. You have a different type of sound, a different type of language. So like when I listen to the music I listen to, like Lettuce. It's a weird name, but Lettuce. They do
Lettuce
some
Foot Burger King.
So like when you have those type of music that is just a lot of instrumental music, instrumental notes, there's a different language to that, and it's actually, to me, it's very exciting. Like with orchestra, like I didn't think too much about when I was playing, just because like it was always just like a knack. Like you had to do it because you had to do it for class. But over time, when you listen to it and you're old enough, you can actually see, not old enough, but when you see the maturity of it, it's actually really extremely awesome. Like it's profound.
Well, if you're able to pick up the notes and you're able to understand what's going on in the song or in the piece, you get a whole other understanding of how the music is played and the type and the rhythm. So you gain a lot more feel for the song the older you get, because whenever you're just playing it just for class sake, you're like, it's just another note I have to play. But whenever you're just sitting there listening to it, you're like, oh man, like they can get way high up, like, or like that bass is making the whole orchestra, But
and I mean everything is up for interpretation too. I mean it gives the listeners
absolutely.
It gives the
And
listeners
that's why,
to interpret it way different than anybody else.
Yep.
exactly.
It gives them the
Exactly.
reason
That's
to
like-
actually listen to the music. I mean, I'm more of a lyrical person. I like lyrics. I just because I'm a talkative. I like writing stuff all the time. That's just the way I grew up. But but again, I still like going and listening to just straight up instrumental stuff because sometimes it's just great to just sit there and I mean you can hum the lyrics, Jack Black style or whatever if you want. Sometimes you can just nod your head and like think of like, oh man, this song could go with this movie. Maybe that's just the way my mind works, but I don't know. It's just great. It's just great to because that song those songs could be played so many different times in your life, and you would enjoy it in random times at the beach, playing basketball, playing games or whatever. It works for so many different things. Whereas like when you go to more lyrical stuff, unless it's just like more of a how do you say it, like more of like a pop music, where pop music is kind of like that. I'm not putting down instrumental stuff because pop music is kind of like in my opinion, the lower end of the spectrum. It's just like mainstream bullshit. Exactly. Pop music just has like basically 3 lines that they repeat because it's good. It's just like
and it's
good.
Basically the same rhythm too.
It's the same rhythm.
Like the same rhythm, but they mask it with a different beat and different lyrics. But they all have the same rhythm.
It's the same shit.
It also feels so sped up or forced, or like they have a quota they have to put in to get this music out. And I think that's kind of sad when you want to listen to good music. I mean, I don't even listen to mainstream music anymore. I don't even know what the new music is out right now. It just sounds like the same to me.
All you gotta do is be on TikTok for about an hour, and all the top hits of the year.
Dude,
that's basically it.
I've realized
it's so bad.
I have realized
I caught myself listening to a Justin Bieber song the other day. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't even know the motherfucker was still making music. Like I've realized that I've realized that I'm like, besides the gray hairs and shit, that I'm such a boomer because I'll look at like a couple like YouTube shorts, or I'll watch like a TikTok because I know I know when I started, because you guys got me into it, I had to stop, guys, because I was watching it till 7 in the morning.
Sorry.
I was watching it till 7 in the morning, and I was like, I can't do this because I know myself. I'm gonna get addicted to it.
Yeah, I'm still like that. It's so bad.
But like I've luckily like the YouTube shorts. What I like about it is I know that TikTok does it with their algorithm. They kind of mask what you like. For some reason, YouTube, because I like all of my alt accounts that I use. I just like having multiple. It'll see what I'm subscribed to, so those are the YouTube shorts that I'm going to see. So like it's basically about food because I like watching, either people eat new stuff or like watching them, how to make new stuff. And I'll watch those for like an hour or something. But even then, that's like a long fucking time.
Those Hot One episodes are awesome.
Dude, the Hot Ones episodes are badass, dude.
Hot Ones are so cool.
He's getting so many good actors on there.
Who's the guy that you got me into, Derek? He's
Matty Matheson.
Yes, he's got a tattoo. Big guy. Oh, dude.
Have you seen Matty Matheson, Brooks?
Is he the one that goes, "We're gonna make some burgers, bitches," or like he's yelling the entire time?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, in fact, you said yelling. Yeah.
Well, he's a pretty big dude, but he's got like tattoos all over his body.
Yeah,
like tats. But I remember he did one where he made like some kind of I think it was like a Christmas or a Thanksgiving dish with this Asian guy, and it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Yes,
man, Master Rang is his mentor. It's the guy that taught him how to like professionally cook. And dude, I've been watching some of the newer stuff, and it just gets crazier and crazier because like Master Rang is like an old school, Vietnamese person. And like they'll just like Maddie will just randomly be like, "All right, give me a kiss." And they'll just like kiss on the mouth. He'd be like, "I love you, baby." Like, and he'd be like, "I love you too, fatty." And they'll like hit him on the belly and leave. They got such a special relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like yeah, dude, he's fucking hilarious. Like he's the guy. Not strive to be like him, but I like I want to eventually be like my full self. I feel like I'm getting
He's
there.
not.
I'm definitely at about 90% being myself around everybody. Around y'all, I'm 100% myself. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he is like that to everybody. When he goes
he's
on
not like
interviews, when he goes on
Yeah.
other people's TV shows, I'm pretty sure he has to give them a fucking disclaimer and warning. He's like, I'm going to scream and I'm going to say obscenities. So either don't
Yeah.
have me on or bleep me out. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, like, he's definitely not like a cookie cutter type chef. Like he is like balls to the wall, like just outside the lines, coloring book type
Bro, let's
person.
watch one of his videos.
You wanna watch one of his
Yeah,
videos?
Yeah.
Let's watch one of his newer ones.
Hey, Austin, have you ever watched Hot Ones?
Oh yeah, yeah. When he does
Yeah.
they do the wing challenges.
Did you guys watch the Matt Damon one that just came out?
Yeah, it was really
It
good.
really
I
was.
haven't.
It's
Dude,
really
I think
Matt
my
good.
Damon
favorite
is
one-
such a good interviewee, dude.
Yeah,
Like
he is.
you know, like
He
all
is.
those ones that like, cause Sean Evans is like, you would think that he took classes to become like an interviewer. Like he could easily.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but Jimmy Fallon is an absolute shit interviewer. He could
Oh,
take over the Tonight Show.
shit.
For
Sean
sure.
Evans is so fucking good. He honestly
Yeah,
reminds
he's
me of
so good.
what's his name? Craig Ferguson, the Scottish guy who used to
Yeah.
run like that late night show.
Yeah.
Just a really
Yeah.
good talker. He could get you laughing. He could just start talking about random shit. But yeah, dude, Sean Evans is so good. Let me look at
I
this.
think one of my favorite episodes he does.
All those all that research, even research that people don't even think about doing research.
Yeah,
on.
and the thing
He
is, I
does
think he does, like, before he used to do all of it, but even now, because I think someone asked him, he was like, man, it's like all your fucking reps or whatever doing all the research for you. He goes, I actually do the majority of it. He goes, you still do the majority of it? It's like, you probably make a lot of money now. He goes, yeah, but I just know I'm the best at it, so I just do it.
I just think he enjoys knowing, like, him discovering the facts.
It's easier to read it on your own than just to be like, okay, day before, I gotta remember this. And it shows, because you can tell he's not faking it. He's like, you remember the time? And then they're like, how the fuck did you know that? I love that reaction every time. They're like, that's not even on the internet. And he goes, yeah, I know.
I think one of my favorite episodes of my favorite videos he does is with Gordon Ramsay. Oh my gosh, I have laughed so hard, and the fact like he's like he fucking thinks those rings taste terrible. He's like, those are god awful, so he eats them anyways. And then like he's burning in the face. Like, I mean, he is hot, and then he makes him cook eggs while he's doing it. So he's trying to teach Gordon Ramsay teach him how to cook the good eggs. So he cooks good eggs. He's like, this is how you fucking do it. Oh god, it's hot. I laugh so fucking hard.
I think mine's either Bill Burr's or
Oh, that's a good one.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's interview.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know that he did with Key and Peele one time, and that one was a good one too.
Oh, he did with the Undertaker too. He did do one with the Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool. Did you guys see the one with Bobby Lee in like the earliest seasons?
Yes.
He was one of the first ones to shit himself on.
Yeah.
Because he ate it and he goes. He's like, I think I gotta go. He's like, what? Yep, I gotta shit. And he's like, Sean's like, oh, okay.
We cooking, baby.
We cooking. Wait a minute, is Suicide Squad out?
Yeah, it's on. I watched it on HBO Max.
Oh shit! Is it good?
It's actually not bad.
Yikes! It's bad, isn't it?
No, it's just I don't know how to word it. I mean, I would say that it is better than the first one. I think it's funnier than the first one.
Okay.
The character base they did was pretty well. They just, with all the characters in there, I can't really say very much if you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Is it just too many characters?
There's a lot.
It's a lot, but you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You won't worry about it.
Okay.
It's just some of the characters you wish were in there, kind of wish you were in there a little bit longer because they're just funny.
I think one of the people I'm most excited for is Flula.
Which one's Flula?
Javelin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's like an internet. He's a YouTuber. He's probably the most famous German YouTuber guy. He's super funny, but
yeah. it's so weird. Like it's just random. I think James Gunn did a really pretty good job because I think he worked perfect in those kind of movies.
Yeah.
And I think it just perked up so much more humor and more character development than they did in the last one. Um, I'm also not like really. I don't know the whole. Like I get what Suicide Squad is, but I don't know what like the excitement of it. I think it's cool, but it's just I don't know. I, I see. I have a hard time trying to explain it, but it's not bad. I think it's pretty good. Obviously, I think it's way better than the first. I think it's hilarious. I think the character development and some of them were actually good. Some of them I kind of wish they had more, but I think it's good. I think it was pretty good.
Okay, so on a scale from Captain Marvel to anything else, where does it go?
Well, uh,
Yeah, Captain Marvel to 10, where is it at?
I'd say.
And by
it's
the way,
about,
1 is better than Captain Marvel. That's right. Captain Marvel is a fucking 0.
you're wrong. Yeah. I'd say it's a 6 or 7.
Okay,
Oh,
that's not bad.
I think it's
okay.
6 or 7.
Shit.
I give Suicide Squad 1 like a or 2 or 3.
No
Those
shit.
kind of like
Okay.
yeah.
Oh shit.
I didn't mind
I
it.
mean,
I mean, it wasn't like
Captain
something
Marvel
that
was
I'd like
fucking
fucking,
god-awful to me.
whack my tackle on the screen for, but
No,
No.
I mean, and I'm giving it that I'm giving the first one that grading because I literally thought that Captain Marvel was just terrible,
yeah.
and I don't really want any of those movies near that movie, so I think that's why I gave it that. So, but yeah, I would say it's about 6 or 7 probably for
Well,
the
then
second
here, how about this? That way we can really show how far it is. On a scale from Captain Marvel to 100, where is it at?
I would probably say about 65.
65.
Yeah.
And then the first one is probably like what, like a 45 or something like
I
that?
would say
35.
35. I was thinking
Okay.
35. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, wasn't that the one where it's
Exactly. Yes.
No, I know he was more like Wait, hold on, I gotta get on my Joker real quick. I fucking hate that so much. The only reason that I enjoy it is because it's so funny to make fun of.
Oh yeah.
That is
Yeah.
literally the only reason that I like his Joker.
Just like from the Snyder cut.
He wasn't even in the fucking movie that much either. So
the way that he was just like, yeah. Like it's like what the like I get it, you're trying to make him like a lunatic, but oh man, we're gonna get on another fucking 85-minute tangent of why they did Joker so wrong. Jared Leto's a fantastic actor, but they went a wrong direction with that Joker.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, we don't like deem to be like nobody in this group deems to be like a comic book, know everything.
Enthusiast.
We're not comic book historian where we know everything.
we're not comic book savants.
But we know that every single depiction of Joker has been like he's either the same level of intelligence, if not more intelligent than Batman, and he's just
he's so sophisticated in his own way.
Yeah.
And it just Jared Leto didn't act sophisticated. He
just acted like a straight psychopath. And I get why they did it, because dude just killing people and then laughing about it. Yeah. But most of those like serial killers that you see like on real TV, they're really smart.
Right.
Ted Bundy, high IQ. Edward Kemper, he has like an IQ of 150, by the way.
Yeah.
He's like so smart. I'm not saying that, that's the reason why he lasted so long, and everybody's going to get caught eventually. But
Kemper the
he's the 6'7" guy.
He's the guy who cut off his mom's head and fucked it.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Dude.
See, like, you can't make
Hunters, dude.
Yeah. But
No,
see, you can't compare.
I was just gonna say he's my favorite not because of that reason, but he's my favorite because he just has that stoic like.
Yeah,
And then I chopped off her head, and then I fucked the end of it.
yeah,
And it's like, oh, was that it? Oh, that's the end of the story.
yeah.
Just the way that he delivered that. That's why he got an. I
Dude,
think he
he's
got like
so
an award
creepy.
for it or something.
Oh,
He was like,
sure.
and then
so
I
creepy.
fucked the end of it.
Dude,
He just sits
it
there,
was
and the
so-
guy's like, and oh, that's it.
I had chills. I had fucking chills.
Were they
on that.
multiplying?
Yeah.
Were you losing control? But yeah,
See, like
what
that's
were
what
you
I'm
gonna say?
saying. Like, like how they compare to like the difference of Jokers. Like, you won't see a Batman all frilly and like flaunting his like, "Yay, let's do this!" Like, no, they don't do that. Like, you can't do that to a Batman. You can't do it to a
Batarang.
Joker. Yeah, right? Oh, it's the Bat signal. Time to
I got
fluoresce.
2 of them.
Yeah.
You want to squirt from my nipple? I'll
Okay, that
squirt
got
you.
Bat nipple.
One,
With some
two,
of this past-
shoot.
1, 2,
I got my
ka-choo.
Tazzlers. I got my Tazzlers. Yeah.
Yeah, tether Batman.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't compare those two with the Joker of like, because like even I think all the Jokers other than Jared Leto, even like the new what's his name, Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, it was
Joaquin
great.
Phoenix, he was great. He was like smart. Like, it was like the early versions of him, but it was like he was still smart. He was still like thought processed on everything. He knew what he was doing, but also crazy, fucking psychotic.
That
in his
was
own
done
way.
right in the
Yes.
psychotic thing, because like
Right.
Jared Leto's would have been better if they actually explored his intelligence a little more. I mean, the laugh is a
Yeah.
what, but Joaquin Phoenix has did it right. He's not like, he's not like Mark Hamill's level as far as like, IQ portraying Joker as far as
Yeah.
like that. But Joaquin Phoenix played like the crazy person, like losing his mind. That's mainly because Joaquin Phoenix is a method actor, so that really helped that they picked a method actor. Imagine if they would have had. How do you think he would have done? So I know that Heath Ledger, it's pretty much everybody's favorite, right? I mean,
Yeah.
mine, of course, because I include animation as Mark Hamill. But I would say live action is definitely Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Take
he's
away
fine.
Heath Ledger, put Joaquin Phoenix in his place. Do you think he could go back and forth a little bit with
I'd say yes.
Christian Bale's in there?
I'd say yes, but in some categories.
categories? No, yes, but I would say out of everybody that we've seen live action, yes. I
for
think.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he comes closer to a lot to that than. I mean, even
Here's
Jack.
another question. If Heath Ledger was still alive today, how many do you think that all the Joker iterations from the Dark Knight all the way till now, do you think those were all been played by him?
No.
No.
The reason is because people love to make something original.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope, we found the next star. Do I think that?
Or
Go ahead.
no, sorry, go ahead, finish your.
I was gonna say.
I'll finish.
I was gonna say they'll find somebody different, but I could see him playing his part. Like this is one way that I looked at it. If he didn't die, I feel like that they've talked about it or they didn't talk about it, but I feel like they signed him on for way more movies than he was in. And I feel like that this was actually going to jumpstart their own DCEU with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And I think if he didn't die, they probably would have been as big, if not bigger, than the Marvel Universe thing. And the reason the Marvel Universe thing lasts and I think does so well is because it has that goofy like teenage humor, and that's why it gets so many views. There is good movies, but at the end of the day, it is just kind of like slapstick humor added in there. And then of course like the over the top music and Avengers Assemble, like a little kitty in that sense. But yeah, what were we gonna say?
Yeah.
Well, another thing is that you know would the third installment of the Chris Nolan Batman, would that be a different movie if Heath Ledger was still alive?
Oh
Do you
yeah.
think it'd still be
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bane
I
and Natalia, or do you think it would just been another Joker, Batman
I
versus
think with
Joker
all of
movie?
it. I
Yeah.
think it would be all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually Nolan had an actual interview and said that he was gonna have Bane, Natalia, Joker. They even had Scarecrow in there too, in there as well. So like adding all those characters, I mean that was the idea of having all these big characters for the final movie of their trilogy. I don't know if they were gonna make another trilogy if Heath Ledger decided to do more or him doing his own stuff. I don't obviously we'll never know that, but like having that's what was that was like the big go to for that movie to be, and I think it would have been a much bigger movie, much more. I mean,
I
I thought it was good,
I
but I thought
I
it was
personally
meh.
I personally think that the whole franchise, like what Derek was just saying, I think the whole DCU would have been changed forever had Heath Ledger not died. I
Yeah,
think if he would still be alive today, I think the DCU we know now would not be the same. I think it
yeah,
would be literally on par with Marvel. I think Marvel and the DC would be fighting neck and neck for top movies of the year. Now that might seem a bit outlandish, thinking hindsight, like what ifs, but it's just crazy what a performance that he made in The Dark Knight that's literally propelled his career. And he'd already been doing movies up to that point,
yeah,
and some
and
of them were hit and misses. Some of them were pretty good. Like Knight's Tale is a pretty good movie. I love Knight's Tale, but you know, uh, but it's just crazy that had he still been alive today, I think he would have been the most recognizable. He already is, but the most recognizable celebrity because of his role as the Joker,
yeah,
and it being the Joker being everybody's favorite villain. Like I'm pretty sure
yeah,
if you go
for
to every
sure.
household with a child or some teenager or even grown adults like us, if you go to the household and you say who's your favorite uh if you were to pick a comic book character, who's your favorite villain? I'll bet you 8 out of 10 or even 9 out of 10 people be like Joker,
Yeah,
Joker,
I guarantee you
because
that
of
the
because
Nolan
of Mark
movies would be
Hamill
terrible
and
without
and
him.
yeah, Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger basically made that character, and that's why they're the most known. My opinion, they're the most known
Yeah,
villains.
Yeah.
yeah. The first, like the first Batman movie was not that good. Second Batman movie was amazing. I think because it had to do with Heath Ledger playing it.
Yeah.
The third Batman was it was okay,
Well,
but it was not the best.
I
It
guess
was
I, I
meh.
guess I should say like the Christopher Nolan Batmans, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Yeah.
original like Jack Nicholson Joker. People know that too. Like I'm not discounting him because that
Yeah.
was a fantastic Joker too.
Yeah.
But like
Because he,
I'm just
cause,
talking
cause
about
he
more
depicted
recent.
he depicted the actual '40s Batman, the one where he's like
Yeah,
a smart,
yeah,
yeah,
like a smart fucking
gangster,
gangster,
like almost like a gangster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much an Al Pacino Joker, essentially.
yeah,
Scarface,
yeah,
he fucking knew everything.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's one thing too is that there was, I can't remember who talked about it, but it was someone on a podcast, and I almost wanted to comment on my alt account, but I was like, it's just a waste of breath. Um, they said that Batman Begins jump started all the movies that we see today in superheroes, and I was like, no, not even close. You
No,
could argue the one with
no,
Heath Ledger because it's the best out of all three of the movies, Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
yes,
But it didn't jumpstart any of that shit. I was like,
no,
I'm thinking like Iron Man did. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the
yeah,
Iron Man movies, but whenever that got such good
oh,
reviews and people spent
I
all that
love
money, they're
that movie.
like it looks like we're starting that MCU.
Yep,
And then when whenever that first Avengers came around and they realized that they could do a great movie with all these characters, that's what really jump started it even more. Because if you think
yeah,
about it, if they didn't do the Avengers thing and they didn't do it, DCU wouldn't have tried to do a Justice League last second and
yeah,
jump it in
yeah,
at 2016 and then it flops.
yeah.
Um,
That end credit scene where um, Nick Fury meets Tony Stark. I mean that expanded a lot of excitement.
Well,
Like, oh shit,
that's
he's
when
an Avengers initiative. Holy shit, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
And then they kept adding that in like in credits, and you keep seeing in
well,
credits all
exactly.
until you meet
Yeah.
everybody together in the Avengers. That, like you said, it just threw out so much excitement. Fans,
Yeah.
especially superhero fans, comic book fans. I mean, you get all these great characters: Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow. Holy shit! Into one movie? That's crazy. Because we grew up watching separate movies, like Spider-Man movies, Daredevil, Punisher,
Mm.
like
The
Fantastic Four.
2004 Punisher was awesome.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
yeah,
And I'm really glad that they actually found, like, I'm glad that, yes, Thomas Jane, is, as of now, has been the best movie on screen. But I think, aside to that, if they gave John Bernthal his own movie, I think he would match it, if not be better. He is so good at that role.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Dude, so awesome.
he is. Now, I will say, because I will be fair, he does remind me a little bit of Christian Bale. The yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's why I have arguments sometimes with people, like at work, when they say that Christian Bale was the best Batman, and I laugh in their face, and I'm like,
no.
the whole hot
Hell
dog
no.
swallowing Batman you think was the best Batman? He was a really decent Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
He is, because he's a
Yes.
good looking dude anyways. He has the charisma. He's a method actor. He probably, because I think he even said he like read a whole bunch of comics. He got into it. All that. He's a method actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as Batman, like, I don't know if he got confused in the I don't know, maybe there's a run of Batman that I don't know about where Batman is just like justice, just like constantly like, saying fucking hieroglyphics when he's speaking or something. But
yeah,
fucking goddamn George Clooney, and he was the most horrible one in the 90s. I think is a better Batman than Christian Bale's. The Batman, for anyways, because it's just it didn't make any sense. Like, George Clooney was absolute ass at it, but he had no business being Batman in the first place. I think he was like second choice, by the way, I want to say, because I think they couldn't get Val Kilmer again. But like, I would rather have Michael Keaton do all of those movies, and then if Michael Keaton was still around, have him do it. He was a great Bruce Wayne. He was a great Batman, and I don't know. And
so who's your favorite Batman of all of them again?
Of all the ones that I've seen so far?
Yeah.
Wait. Are you talking about animated?
Not including anime. Not including
so
animation.
non-animated. Okay, because I was gonna say Kevin Conroy.
Oh yeah, that's a given. That's a fucking given.
Okay, so my order will go. I'm gonna include Adam West too.
Okay.
I won't include like the 40s one where it was like a TV show run, because that doesn't really count. Like, Adam West is probably the most well known from the 60s, but let's go Keaton.
That's probably
Kilmer. West. Clooney. Bell. Those are just mine.
That's a fair list.
Yeah,
I think you're dead on.
Yeah, I mean, if you include the only way it would change if you included animated is Kevin Conroy would be number one. That'd be the only difference. It wouldn't change up the thing anymore.
The only change on my list would be Clooney last. I would put Clooney and Bale.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I get it. It's just that, like, it's so hard for me to watch because I can't get over the fact. It's the same thing with the Jared Leto Joker. It's like, if you can't get the Batman literally being stoic as he's kicking your ass and he's not yelling, because he's not about that. I mean, I get it. He's angry, right? Angry. He uses his anger and all that stuff, his past trauma and all that to, whip some justice ass. I get it.
Yeah.
But he's not like this fucking rage monster Bane wannabe because he's pissed that you fucking hit his Batmobile and he's trying to eat his hot dog and he's choked on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like...
Oh,
So
we forgot about Ben Affleck's Batman.
oh shit, you're right. Okay, hold on, let me redo the
that's
list.
right.
That's gonna
Forgot about-
sound bad, but I completely forgot. Okay, so that actually does change it a little bit.
Well,
So-
then again, he's a different style. He's Frank Miller.
He's a different
Batman,
style. He's a
so-
different style, but it actually changes it quite a bit. So it's actually, ooh, I want to put him before Kilmer. Now it's just going to sound like that I'm doing that because I forgot about him. But now that I think about it, I liked his bat. Okay, Keaton, Kilmer.
I like his Batman.
Yeah,
I like his Batman, not his Bruce
yeah.
Wayne.
Keaton, Kilmer. Yeah. Okay, if we're just talking about Batman,
Yeah. Yeah, because Bruce
Still
Wayne
put-
is a secondary character.
I'm still going to put
you know?
Kilmer, Keaton, Kilmer.
Affleck.
Affleck.
Yeah, Affleck, Affleck.
Affleck.
West,
Clooney,
and then Bell. Yeah,
Bale.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's
Dude, have you seen
I would
the
say
Academy
it's a tie for second for Kilmer and
Like,
Batfleck.
it's like 2A and 2B.
Yeah,
Like,
and the reason
they're
it's a
not-
tie is because my favorite one growing up, of course, was Keaton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me say
Or
this
Keaton.
because it's going to confuse people. My favorite one growing up was the Kilmer one. But after
Yeah.
going back and watching them, Keaton is my favorite. After watching all of them, Keaton's
Yeah.
my favorite. Now. But growing up, Kilmer was my favorite because that's the one that I grew up with, right? They always say the one that you grow up with is usually your favorite. And that's true.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
the one that's instilled in my mind. I loved the Kilmer Batman. Because I loved the art style. I loved all the, the colors and everything, and I think he played a great Batman in my opinion. But yeah, I think it's definitely Keaton, Kilmer, Batfleck tied. It really just depends, I guess, like on the time of day. I mean, because Ben Affleck's a great actor as well, and I think he played a good angry Batman. He played it the right
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yes,
know that people are
yes.
like, oh my god, he said fuck. And I'm like, I think he says that in the comic from Frank Miller, or he curses or
Yeah.
whatever. He's a little bit less rated G. He's not Adam West. But he played angry the correct way.
Yeah.
He didn't play
Yes.
angry over the top because Batman should be collected angry. Because because in my opinion, if you give yourself off like you're, like that, and you're just like so angry, it's like there's no way you can think straight. But if you're like someone says something and you're just like, all right, bitch, and like you got that stoic face, they're fucking angry because they get silent
Yeah.
and they're about to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
But when they're like, it's like, all right, dude, shut up, I'm about to shoot you. Like, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you have somebody like so over the top emotion and yet they can still do backflip ninja kicks? And of course, Jake's response would be, because Batman. And it's like, shut the fuck up. But anyways,
You're not Joey Chestnut, okay?
yeah.
Stop selling hot dogs.
72 hot dogs.
Like,
I'm a
I remember. I know I told you all
motherfucker
about how
78
like.
this year.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 78. Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
78 hot dogs.
Yeah.
God damn.
So I know I've told you about this, like where I like always mess with my fiance when we watch like the Justice League Snyder cut and stuff like that. I always just fuck with her because she gets pissed when I say some shit about it. So, but I remember a couple of times where like, when you watch the movie, and I don't know if you remember, Brooks, where like when all the people come in, like the Wonder Woman, Aquaman, they come in first to go fight the bad guys and stuff like that. And always asking her, like, while we're watching the movie, why is Batman always late to the party? Every time. And she's like, can you shut the fuck up? Like, I'm saying, like, she's always late to the party. Like the scene where Cyborg's, like, spoiler alert, but Cyborg's dad passes away.
Spoilers?
Sorry, it's been how long enough?
But Austin, there was a traffic jam on the I-9. They were trying to make him go left, and it just jammed up the traffic. And he was trying to be like,
He sounds like a wailing dog.
It's like nobody would let him over. He was trying to. He got him some Chick-fil-A on the way to the thing. He ate it on the way there. He had to like unbutton his suit and eat it, and then he had to put it back on. He had to wipe off the crumbs a little bit, you know.
Yeah, the world's ending, and he's getting fucking Chick-fil-A.
I mean, to be fair, because of how crazy Batman fans are, they would probably be like, Batman could totally eat Chick-fil-A before going to save the world. And it's like, all right, dude, we got it.
Of course.
It's like, what kind of sauces does Batman like?
there.
Batman, it doesn't matter what Batman eats. Batman can eat any sauce and it would be good. It's like, all right, dude.
Polynesian. He's eating the Polynesian
sauce, the most fucking like the one sauce nobody eats because he's Batman.
My gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, my favorite one's the sweet and spicy sriracha. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's good.
I'm a Chick-fil-A sauce guy.
Chick-fil-A sauce is good too.
Yeah. I actually bought a whole bottle of that.
The Chick-fil-A sauce one?
Hi.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, did you drink it?
No, you can find it at Walmart.
I said, did you drink it?
Oh, no, I had some chicken
Pussy.
yesterday, though, and I dipped that shit in it, and I put it in my mouth!
In my mouth! Dude, you're breaking out so bad.
So bad, dude.
Every time you yell, you were breaking out so bad.
Oh, man.
That would be crazy though if Heath was still alive if they did that. Regardless of Christian Bale being hot dog garbler Batman, I feel like if they ever brought I don't remember the third one too well. Did they pretty much like end any kind of theory or I guess open ending of that ever coming back, or did he take everybody out?
No. So if you remember in the scene, he leaves the bomb over the bay and lets the bomb go off. Well, everybody thinks Batman's dead because he's the one that carried it off, right? And then it flashes back to them being in Paris. It's Bruce and Selina are in Paris, and the butler sees them in Paris. Alfred does, and then that's when Robin, or the guy that plays Robin's character, finds the bat cave and starts it becomes the next Batman, basically.
Yeah.
Without, at the very end, that's the very last scene you see is him entering the bat cave and turning on the lights, and then that's when he becomes the next Batman. But
okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I haven't seen the third one in a long time, probably since it came out.
Yeah.
So it's
that's about the only thing I remember of it.
So is it pretty much like, is it hinted that Christian Bale dies or his Batman dies?
His Batman dies, and Robin becomes the next Batman.
Yeah, okay.
Or Nightwing.
Or Nightwing.
This is Robin.
Because it's Dick Grayson, correct?
His name is Robin in the show, in the movie. It's Robin.
That's right.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what sucks, because like the only thing I remember from that series is Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
Everything else is forgettable. I'm sure if I went back and watched them, but
the first movie was it was Ra's al Ghul was the big bad guy in Scarecrow, and then there were, other than Ra's al Ghul being played by
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. He was cool, but it was not memorable. And then obviously the second one being more memorable. And then the Dark Knight Rises was like,
Two-Face did a good job in that too. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, Two-Face was pretty good. But then Bane's character and Natalia al Ghul was kind of. Yeah.
I'm 5'2", but I'm still strong. Like, why did they pick Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
I love Tom Hardy, but Bane has been this 6'9", veiny, beefy fuck of all time in every depiction, and then they're like, but Tom Hardy's British and he's cute. Let's pick him. It's like, first of all, you barely show his face. Second of all, just because he's 90 feet wide, and I get that he's a big fucking tree trunk, he's still 5'2". And I don't know how. Camera work is great because Christian Bale is also extremely short.
Yeah.
and he's supposed to tower over him, but Bane's okay. You know what? That's just I'm gonna getting all the things wrong with the fucking series about what they did besides Joker. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like
No,
seriously,
but,
if you put him up against fucking Batfleck would fucking flick that bitch across the goddamn island. Batfleck actually depicts a Batman who should look like, 6'4", strapping, big muscles and like fucking kick your ass and shit.
Yeah.
Even fucking Clooney. I hated Clooney's Batman, but at least Clooney was he's a decently tall dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder what they're gonna do with the new Batman already with the
Robert Twilight Pattinson.
Robert.
Yeah.
Sparkles. We'll see.
Sparkles. Yeah.
He's gonna be known as Sparkles until I see the movie. If he changes my mind, I'll still call him Sparkles, but I'll respect him.
When's the movie supposed to come out?
One at a time.
What?
Okay. I said, is this Earth? Is it going to be based on Earth 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a different Batman from a different dimension, or not dimension, but different
Time zone.
Yeah.
But with Flashpoint, I wouldn't be surprised if they show Robert Pattinson's Batman in there. It could be a possibility. I mean, the fact that they're already hinting all the Spider-Mans. The networks are declining it. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're going to show them. It makes no sense not to.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense not to.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not saying like, okay, they got to be in the series now. Just fucking do some fan service for everybody. Everybody wants it. You're gonna get more money out of us. We will literally we will eat our own shit for a week instead of steaks if you just fucking show Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Just show them, for the love of God.
Yes.
Just show them in there. Everybody be happy. Even if it's for a fucking scene. Who cares? You acknowledged it, so that way people can be like, oh, I wonder if the new movie they're going to show Tobey Maguire. They probably never will, but it still keeps in the mind, hey, at least we got to see him in Flashpoint. Just do it. Just fucking do it. It's the same with all the Batmans. Show all the Batmans. Just show everybody. You know what I mean? They fucking in what do you call it? Fuck. I want to say it was in the Flash TV series. They showed Kevin Conroy depicting a Batman. Like a live action Batman. So it was I mean, like, if the fucking TV series can do that, why can't you, with all this fucking money, just pay Tobey Maguire whatever he fucking wants, pay Andrew Garfield whatever he wants for fucking 3 minutes of their time? And please give the scene where they're all standing in a circle going like this.
Yes. I swear, if they don't do that, that would be fucking
even if it's for split second, it would be the greatest moment ever.
Dude, it'd be a mistake.
If a 2099 Spider-Man shows up, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
Just
oh my
please,
God,
please. I know that
please do that.
You guys say that you do fan service all the time. We know that you're a fucking liar, but just please do this one thing.
One time, just one time.
You could go to a different Batman every year for the rest of eternity. But just please do this one fan service of just showing that there is multitudes of Batmans. You know what would be really great, and which kind of sucks that they didn't do this. I know they're making it into a movie. They should have done an HBO Max TV series of Flashpoint. They can include so many Earths. Like Flash could, like, we could see, you know how they did like Spider Pig and shit, like in the fucking Spider-Verse or the Spider-Verse movie. Is it called Spider-Verse? Is that the one?
Yeah. Into the Spider-Verse.
It is just called Yeah, I mean they could do that, and like we could see fucking Kevin Smith as a Batman. Doesn't mean he's actually gonna come out and fight, but it's like his world. He's Batman on there. Like, that would be really cool. Like, you could get all the actors who applied to be Batman, right? And then lost it to the whoever. Or you could get all the ones that like, hey, you know what? Idris Elba would be a good Batman. I think he honestly would. Put Idris Elba in there for like a split second. Put fucking Denzel in there for a split second. I'm telling you, I mean, putting. I know that it would be like a lot of money, but do you know how fucking many views that TV show would get?
You would make your money back so quick.
Well,
And
so
it wouldn't be a
quick if you
gamble.
had
If
that.
you get high level actors in there, yes, you have to pay them a little money, but it's like you're Disney. You have everything.
You have the fucking money.
Well,
Dude.
wait. Does Disney own HBO Max? I can't remember. Right?
No.
Okay.
Disney
Well,
does not
HBO
own
Max still
it.
has money, regardless. They don't have Disney money, but they have money. They have enough money. The fact that they have all that shit on there, but yeah, dude, they could give all those actors, dude. That would be so cool to have some of those actors portraying all these beloved, superhero characters that we love.
I wouldn't be surprised if
even
that shit
like
happens soon.
One character I want them to fucking put in there. And now I'm gonna look like a normie because it starts with gold. Fuck me. Not Gold Dust. Fuck me in the ass. What's his name? He has a blue and yellow suit. Booster Gold. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would love Booster Gold to go in there. Booster Gold would be really cool. He was really cool in the TV series as well. He's really, really goofy. He's also like an underutilized character. But yeah, I mean, that would be cool to incorporate him for like a split second.
I think when they showed after Snyder Cut, they opened up a lot of ideas for people for these shows to come out. Or I know HBO Max decided they want to do like a Batman TV series with Affleck in it, and that would be kind of cool to put that in. I think they also had they wanted to bring back the story the scene from the Snyder Cut where it's in the desert and it's after like when Superman's bad. Like they want to do a whole series about that because I know that's there's supposed to be a different universe or some shit like that. So that'd be kind of cool to put that in. I wouldn't be surprised if they add some more of the DC characters after Snyder Cut doing such a good job as to like opening up the ideas and the stories that were so badly represented in the other in the first movie. It just opened up a lot of Pandora's box on putting a lot of good stuff out there. And I mean, and if you like it or not, I mean, they should add more characters to it, or answer the questions of like if they're gonna bring back, because I know they were gonna bring back. I mean, I think Flash are coming out. That right?
Say again, you cut out a little bit.
Are they still doing the Flash movie?
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Okay. Oh yeah, Flashpoint. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's supposed to be a couple more superheroes in that movie they're going to introduce.
Yeah, I mean, like whenever he's going back in time, like it is supposed to either introduce them through him going through Flashpoint or in the Force. I think it's the Force. I think that's what it's called. I think it's the Force. Whatever the fuck it's called. It's like the Flash Force or the Speed Force. Whenever he's going through that, I think it's when like. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking they're gonna. Whenever he like basically, if you see in the TV series, whenever Flash is going through the Speed Force to his timeline that he wants to, he's passing these little like movie timelines on the side. So I'm thinking whenever Flashpoint is doing his thing, you're gonna see like you may see like a Kevin Conroy. I'm just throwing it out there. You may see like a Kevin Conroy on the right. You may see like a Kevin Smith on the right. It's not gonna happen, but you know what I mean. Like you're gonna see those. I think that's how they're gonna do it. It would cost way too much money, and it would have to be a TV series if they did like, oh, let me just go into Kevin Conroy's timeline for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The movie would have to be 4 hours long. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be good. Hopefully, I think Flashpoint. I'm not a big fan of Ezra Miller as Flash, but you know, we'll see. Maybe this movie makes me like him a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually do kind of like the other Flash though. I watched like the first 2 episodes of the Flash show. He's pretty badass in there.
I just will say it gets a lot more. It gets a lot more soap opera. More soap opera-y. That's a word. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's mainly because CW is technically a teenage version of soap opera.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a great show. I would say out of all of the Arrowverse, that's probably the top.
Yeah.
The next one would probably be Arrow, 100%. Arrow for the first 4 seasons are really good. After that, it kind of goes downhill, but usually a lot of shows do, especially in that type of habitat. They don't have like the extra money to make it to where like they can shoot 45 scenes to get a good one, and that's mainly because they have 45 episodes a season. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Oh, I think we're
good to go.
I think we're good.
All right,
Yeah,
I
it's a good
need
session.
we didn't get one last time. I had to what do you call it? I had to recycle one. I need a cinder bud. I need someone to give me a cinder bud. Give me something good. That's funny.
Cinder. Hey. Cinder, bud.